Jeremy McGrath controlled the fortunes of this sport for some time. 7 championships in 8 years. It didn't happen this year, though. The last time Jeremy McGrath had lost an EA Sports championship was back in 1997. He sat down with the 7-time champion, we did, to hear his thoughts on the season.
I was. I mean, I think going into the season, I had done everything that I've done before. I trained, and I trained hard, and I rode a lot, and I tested a lot. Yeah, I definitely was caught off guard.
When did it all of a sudden dawn on you that you had a fight on your hands?
Well, it didn't take too long for it to dawn on me. I would say, you know, the first race was a bad example of what was to come. And the second race was San Diego, and that was it. I mean, right then I knew, you know, you could tell that Ricky had grown up a little bit and kind of went through the growing pains, and he was ready to challenge me. It really was apparent to me after, you know, some of the stuff at Anaheim and San Diego. I mean, he's really accustomed to riding on the edge. You know, and I mean, for me, I'm not like that. I guess over the last 10 years, you know, I've really had to ride about 85, 90% to win all the races that I have. And now you have a guy who's really not only doing it, but not scared to do it, is push the limits. And, you know, he was getting away with murder there for a while, and it seems like now he's a little more calm. But I think that's just confidence thing.
Anaheim 3, was that kind of a turning point when he came from 9th place, I think it was?
Yeah, I think it wasn't really a turning point, but obviously it reconfirmed the thoughts of him being up front all the time. I think there's no doubt in my mind that, you know, I look back and I go, there's no way I shouldn't have won that race. I think I got messed up by a few lappers at the time, and I made my own mistake by not jumping the triple at one lap when I jumped too far into the face of it. Some uncharacteristic things happened to me there, and, you know, there's no doubt I should have won the race. He rode an incredible race, and, you know, I know what that feels like too, so I'd say it was a little bit of a reassuring that he was going to be there the whole time. I think I was in good shape. I think my bike was good. I think everything's been pretty routine, but it just kind of came out of nowhere, you know.
Was building a new team and getting all that started a distraction? I mean, back when you went to Suzuki, it happened so late, but you had some preparation time here, but still, there's a lot of details to take care of.
I think for sure, you know, at first when you start doing all this stuff and you're making the decisions to start a new team, and, you know, it's big decisions, and you think, oh, I can handle it all, and, you know, I think a lot of that did kind of boil down about halfway through the season. You know, we did a lot of things, and, you know, I know that I have a lot more to do and a lot more projects going than any other rider out there, and I put that on myself. You know, those are the decisions I made to further myself and the team. You know, we have great team sponsors, Mazda, you know, Hot Wheels and Yamaha. We have a very successful thing going here, and I think, you know, with all those things kind of piling on, and I think halfway through the season it was kind of a little bit stressful. I think it took my focus away a little bit. I mean, I was still able to focus, but I think that it was some pressure.
The mental game, you've been a master of it for years. You had guys running for second place for how many years? You know, 8, 9, 10 years, and they had to become satisfied with second place. But when did Ricky get into your head? When did he make you start thinking, like when you started thinking a little bit about McGrath back in the old days?
Well, I never thought about McGrath like I think about Ricky, because I think Ricky's just faster, you know. Jeff was more of a methodical kind of guy, you know. He's trying to use the head game and get good starts, but I think Ricky's, you know, he's an awesome rider, and he wants to win. That's one thing about him. He wants to win more than anyone. And I don't know, I would say Anaheim 3 was probably the time when he came from behind, and, you know, I know how that feels. I've done that. You know, it's funny, for such a long time I've won, you know, and I forgot what that feeling was like when like the first Supercross I won in Anaheim when I passed Jeff Stanton and pulled away from him, you know. That was an amazing feeling, and when you get a rush like that, it's hard to slow you down. So, I mean, I'm working and doing everything I can do to stop this kid, but it's not happening right now. So, I think I would prefer to, you know, everything to stop, regroup, and start again.
RC's win streak. How do you stop it?
Well, I think, I don't know, I would like to think that I can stop him, but he's on a roll right now. It's going to take a pretty good beat to stop him. I mean, I think I can. Last week's race, I don't think I had too good of a race. But, I mean, I'm still into it. I still want to go out there and do my best. And of course, I want to stop him. You know, I want to keep that record alone for myself for a while. I don't know how you do it. You got to get a start, even a whole shot.
The shots we've had after the race, you've been very graceful in your feet. Let's face it, you have not been a Bob Hanna type or a Jeff Stanton type who would huff and puff back to the trailer. But inside, how have you dealt with this? Because you are used to winning all the time.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard, you know. I'm in a difficult position. I've always won forever, and this is definitely, you know, it's different for me. Like, I burn inside, but you know, I mean, I'm very. I can't forget that I'm normal too, you know. I mean, that's my attitude. I'm not gonna go cry about what's happened, or, you know, of course I get a little upset about things, but you know, I don't have a bad attitude, and I mean, that's just me. I'm as gracious when I win as when I lose, you know. And I think after getting beat so much this season, it kind of gives me a sense of normality, you know. For a long time, you know, winning, I've been winning, it's really become normal to me. And you know, everyone forgets, and I even forgot that winning is pretty much a luxury. You know, it's not supposed to happen all the time, and it's been happening for 10 years. So, you know, I'm not. Of course, there's a part of me that's like, you know, this is not good, but you know, I've had my share. I think it's going to give me a little bit of a challenge, a little bit more of a self-motivation challenge for next week. You talk about someone who is not so gracious with his team. Look at Damon Bradshaw. You know, he was winning that Supercross title that year and lost just in at the LA Coliseum. That ruined him. He ate, you know, that ate him so bad he retired. You know, and I've had more success than I ever imagined and ever dreamed. And you know, I can't complain at all. And I'm second in points. I mean, it's funny how people talk about it. It's like I'm not even there. Just because I'm not winning anymore, it's like I'm getting qualified for the race, you know? So, it's a little bit hard, but I just worry about what I'm doing and not worry about what everyone else is saying, and I think that's important, you know? I worry about myself, worry about my friends around me, and what everyone else thinks about me. In the long run, it really doesn't matter. I'm definitely going to come back next year. I don't, you know, I want to ensure the success of the team. We're trying to expand a little bit. We've had meetings with Yamaha, trying to figure out what riders we're going to get. You know, I may be able to draw a salary from Yamaha, but nowhere near what I'm making by riding. So, you know, plus, I don't want to go out like this. I want to give it one more shot. You know, when I was younger, I thought, oh, I'd be done by 26, but now I'm 29, and I'll be 30 for next season. So, I don't think the age thing is so much of a factor. I mean, I want to work my butt off and try and beat Ricky next year, because obviously he's the man to beat now.
A man who deserves the time, 72 wins, 7 championships, Jeremy McGrath, as our last chance qualifier for the 250s gets underway.